Good evening, one and all. We welcome you all to the International Webinar Series on Holistic Health, Well-being and Sustainable Development 2022-2023, commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 75 years of independence, and United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 2015 to 2030 as part of awareness and campaigns in collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute Center for Arts, Sciences and Wellbeing. So before we start our sessions, let's take the blessings of Almighty.
Kurutvam kalyanam arogyam dhanasampada shubham kurutvam kalyanam arogyam dhanasampada shatru buddhi vinashaya deepajyotirnamostute deepajyotirnamostute shubham kurutvam kalyanam arogyam dhanasampada Shubham kurutvam kalyanam arogyam dhanasampada.
With the blessings of Almighty, we shall continue with today's session. So before getting into today's webinar sessions, there is an important announcement regarding international conference, as this month is commemorated as World Social Work Month. And we have World Social Work Week and also World Social Work Day being celebrated on 21st March and this entire week and this entire month. So this weekend on 18th, our conference is going to start. And as you all know, 15th has been last date. The coming tomorrow, midnight would be the last date for registrations. And later on, from 16th, there will be spot registrations. So again, that will add up to more formalities. So we request everyone, whoever is willing to participate, present, collaborate, or nominate yourself or anyone for the awards, kindly register for the conference. So registration links have been circulated in social media and various other platforms. And today we have also sent an email through our official email ID also. Hope you might have received. You can check invitation and registration. Links have been emailed. Kindly check all your inboxes, including spam and bulk mail and other inboxes. And if you happen to see that mail in spam or bulk mail, you can just mark it as not spam so that all the updates you'll be receiving through that email ID. So to keep everyone connected, because we have more than 20,000 contacts. So it's a very huge list. So we have created a group and we have put all the contacts into that, those who have expressed their interest. So we'll be sending updates. Initially, we created another group, but there is a limitation in that. So we have moved that group to our official portal. So now we have larger group members over there, so we can accommodate uh, any number of participants there. So from official Google group, you will be receiving an email. If you have not received, make sure you have properly registered your email and your email is correct. And also check and also request you to add conference email ID to your contacts so that you will not miss out any email. And the other email ID you could also add is WSWD 2023 updates at sricasw.org. So this would be one more email ID from which you will all be receiving the updates for the conference. And in future also, we are trying to automate all the process. So maybe you will also receive updates from this email ID. We will update you later on, but as of now, till the conference is there, so you will be receiving from these two email IDs. One is wswd2023@gmail.com. We request everyone to to add you both the email IDs, wswd2023@gmail.com, wswd2023@sricasw.org. Sorry, 2023 updates@sricasw.org. So these two email address I will also be sharing in group. So make sure that you add both these contacts to your email address or to your whitelist so that you don't miss any updates. After the conference, you can unsubscribe to the group updates, or you can leave the group, but there will be no individual intimations informed regarding conference updates. You have to keep checking the portals and the website, and you have to attend accordingly. So we request everyone, as we are not going to send individual messages because it's a huge group. So we request everyone to keep checking website and also keep keep yourself subscribed to the group updates. So that is important announcement, because this is for 10 days to receive all the certificates. You need to attend all the sessions. So make sure for both the presenters and participants, keep checking the schedules as well as the sessions. Also add both of these email IDs to your contact list. So we'll move on to today's commemorations. We apologize for the delay. As already mentioned, I am preoccupied with too many things. So, yeah, today we have a lot of commemorations. Like today is also crowdfunding day, equal pay day, genius day, the birthday of Einstein today. And also we have international days like International Ask a Question Day And most importantly, today is International Day of Action for rivers. Rivers have become very crucial now because our survival is entirely dependent on our pure water sources. Without water, we cannot survive. So that is very important commemoration for the day. And apart from that, we have a lot of commemorations like today we have World Butterflies Day or International Butterflies Day or National Learn About Butterflies Day, along with various other commemorations. And today we have National Save a Spider Day also. Almost every day we have, lot of commemorations related to animals. And today is also Pi Day. Hope we all know the pi. So let's look into each of these commemorations. I hope my audio is clear and I am audible to you, every one of you. You can use chat box to respond. Okay, so yeah, today is International Day of Action for Rivers. Is observed on March 14th every year. Is a day that is dedicated to saving and celebrating and creating awareness about the importance of rivers. And as we know, that 2 million tons of sewage, industrial and agriculture waste are discharged into the world's water every day. Yes, it is equivalent to the weight of the entire human population. That is around 7.8 billion people. This is why it is our time to save our rivers for the good of humanity. We know that 99% of the water on this planet are not usable. That is, most of it is salty water. And the fresh water that is available, which is less than 1%. Earlier it was 3%, 97% was not usable, only 3% we had fresh water. But thanks to global warming and our human activities, we have exploited nature and we have, contributed to the greenhouse gases emission. And all these things have made the glaciers to melt and the sea levels rose up due to melting of glaciers. These glaciers were the ones which were holding the pure and clean water. So from these glaciers, we had these perennial rivers, also known as live rivers, like Ganges and other rivers, because continuously these glaciers, these Himalayan regions, glaciers, and across Arctica and Antarctica, North and South poles, these were the reservoirs of fresh water on the planet. But unfortunately, due to global warming, greenhouse gases, and carbon emissions, and pollution, and lot of various activities, human activities, we lost almost 2% of the freshwater reserve. And as of now, we have less than hardly 1% of the freshwater available. That too also we are polluting. So how notorious criminals we are. No, we have left no stone turned to see that, the water sources are contaminated. And this is going to have a huge impact. Today, we can see even in villages, I have been traveling to villages recently after post-COVID. I mean, pre-COVID, I traveled across length and breadth of India, even for academic work and also personal work and travel, tourism, and a lot of things. But after post-COVID, also I have seen, a different scenario that those villages which had abundant supply of water are today struggling. They have of drinking water. They have water supply, but you know most of the groundwater turned out to be salty, and most of them got dried up, and the drinking water sources have almost became meager for them. And today it is very surprising to see you know the villages which I have visited earlier, where we had we had picked up water from the fields. I mean, those canals, small canals from the field to drink directly. Today we have seen that most of this water is now polluted and with lot of pollutants and is not useful for drinking. And today, even villages are purchasing this bottled can for drinking. See, again, this is a huge burden. Every day, as per World Health Organization and various other dietary requirements, each person has to drink at least for a minimum of 5 liters. Now it is summer, and lot of hydration and dehydration issues. So to keep ourselves healthy and fit, we need to drink at least 5 to 7 liters of water every day. Then only you can keep your kidneys and other organs healthy. But how much today a bubble can of 20 liters cost? It varies. If you are going for a branded uh, water bottling brand, it will cost you somewhere around 80 to 150 rupees to 200 rupees for 20 liters. If you are going for locally supplied water, bottle can water, it is somewhere around 15 rupees. And if certain quality is also compromised, you are getting for 10 rupees, 10 rupees to 30 rupees. And again, delivery charges and other. So we have literally seen, somewhere we lost the pure water supply. And today, even forget about cities, most of the cities are now entirely dependent on bottle this, canned water or bottled water for drinking. Unfortunately, the most sad part of this is now even rural India is also now depending on bottled water. So much we have polluted the water sources that, and we have exploited the water sources that, we are now looking for water and we are buying water for drinking. And imagine what will happen in future. Though there are certain technologies like desalination, we are trying to desalinate the ocean water, salty water into, but that comes with a huge cost. And also that has a huge impact on environment as well. What you will do with all the salt and various pollutants, those are byproducts of the desalination. We have seen the Middle East countries, where there is no rivers or lakes. They have successfully installed huge number of factories those are converting this salty water into, this normal drinking water, removing salt and pollutants. And, this salt is also used to for clouding purpose, where, they are seeding the clouds. They are taking this salt into the air atmosphere and they are sprinkling over the clouds so that clouds become heavy and they start bursting and they start melting. They become heavy and they start melting and they are able to see rains. Of course, this also has severe side effects on the climate, and certain regions where there need to be rainfall because of passage of clouds from one over low depression to high depression and vice versa. The movement of clouds are, we are exploiting. In fact, we are hijacking those passing clouds, which, used to go and rain, have spell on other areas. We are using them and using various technologies like cloud bursting technologies and various other technologies. And we are trying to virtually create a rain out of it. So this process, what happens? It is creating an impact and the other areas are getting deprived of rainfall. Of course, there are also various other impacts that it is being created. Anyway, we'll look into that aspects in detail. And it brings people across the world together to talk about and save rivers by addressing the issues related to river management, river pollution, river conservation, etc. So when we look back to history or the origins of the International Day of Action for Rivers, which is an interesting, one. To know about. In September 1995, several organizations, including International Rivers Network, India Save the Narmada Movement, and Child's BOBO Action Group, and European Rivers Network came together and conducted a preparatory meeting in Brazil. As a result, they formed an international organizing committee headed by Brazil's movement of people affected by large dams. So in March 1997, in Curitiba, Brazil, participants of the first international meeting of people affected by dams adopted the International Day of Action against dams and for rivers, water, and life. Furthermore, they decided that the International Day of Action for Rivers will take place on March 14th. So every year there will be a theme for the International Day of Action for Rivers. And last year, and earlier in 2021, the theme was Rights of Rivers, demanded that rivers be declared a national asset and given legal rights to stop the rivers from becoming dumping sites for waste and sewerages. Environment enthusiasts conduct workshops, seminars, webinars, and activities to celebrate this day, to raise awareness and to spread the message. So let's take a stand against these activities that harm the rivers and protect at all costs. So the organization, International Rivers Organization, strengthens the movement of communities and civil societies to defend rivers by exposing destructive projects, and no International Day of Action for Rivers is different from World River Day, which is celebrated uh, every year on September 26th. So these uh, are both different days. World River Day is on September 26th, and the theme for 2023 and this year is also commemorated as 26th anniversary of the International Day of Action for Rivers on March 24, 2020. That is today. And the International Day of Action for Rivers is a day dedicated to solidarity when diverse communities around the world come together with one voice to say that rivers matter, that communities having access to clean and flowing water matters, that everyone should have a say in decisions that affect their water and their lives, that it's our time to stand up for these rights than ever. We are celebrating 26th anniversary. So this organization is celebrating 26th anniversary, also highlighting the importance of being a protector and voice for rivers. Civilizations grew up around rivers, and they are central to our lives and the survival of life on Earth. Although freshwater ecosystems are so important, they are most threatened in this world. Freshwater species have seen an 83% decline since 1970, twice the rate experienced within terrestrial or marine. They need our help. They need our voices. Speak out, defend, protect, restore, and be a river guardian. So, our rivers, our water future. So, important rivers are being polluted each day. More than 80% of the sewerage in developing countries is discharged untreated into the rivers and other water sources, thereby polluting them. The end of a river is called a mouth. It takes the water from the river into the sea or large lakes. The shortest river, Roe River, is only 201 feet and is located in the Montana in the US. River Cano that flows through Colombia is one of the most beautiful rivers in the world due to its striking colors. is also known as Rainbow River. The holy river, River Ganga in India, is considered a holy river and is even worshipped as goddess here. So rivers are not just some scenic views of water, they are lifeline of this world. They create lives and enrich ecosystems around us. It is a great day to raise awareness among people. Today, most rivers across the world are being polluted each day due to the greed of some humans. This day, we can address those issues and can do our part to stop them. The global event is a proof that communities and individuals around the world can come together and make a difference in this world. So let's stand up for the cause to save rivers. Today is also International Day of Mathematics, which is celebrated internationally, especially including students and general public organize participate in various math activities. And today is also celebrated as Pi Day because this date is written as 3 by 14. And we know, and the mathematical constant pi is approximately 3.14. That's why 14th March is commemorated as World International Day of Mathematics and also Pi Day. So it's all about mathematics today. And what better to consider entering the field of mathematics? Of course, for some, it may be, a phobia, a fear, but for some, it's easy. But, maths is comparatively as any subject, but mostly due to the, resource persons or faculties who teach maths, the way it is being taught, creates fear among the learners. But otherwise, maths is a great fun to learn. So the International Maths Day or Day of Mathematics was adopted in the 205th session of the UNESCO's Executive Council, the proclamation of March 14. The day was adopted in the 40th session of the General Conference of UNESCO in November 2019. Later in 2020, the world celebrated its first International Day of Mathematics on March 14, 2020, with the theme Mathematics is Everywhere. The major goals of the International Day of Mathematics is to improve understanding among the general public of the importance of mathematics in education, raise awareness of the role of maths in modern society, science and disaster management, increase access to the information about mathematics, increase international networking and collaborations in public awareness of mathematics and many more. Each year, there is a new theme for the celebration of International Day of Mathematics. In 2021, the theme was Mathematics for a Better World. So mathematics is an interesting and engaging subject and everyone needs to get accustomed to it. So let's learn math, enjoy math and celebrate math with all our hearts and brains. So last year, the theme for International Day of Mathematics was Mathematics Unites. This theme was proposed by Yulia Nesterova from the University of Ottawa in Canada. Archimedes in the West is considered the father of mathematics of his notable inventions in science and math. Even before that, we have many sages who have contributed to mathematics in India and on the planet. So, maths is not hard to learn. And it is not necessarily, although some find it difficult, having a strong base in the fundamentals helps learn any concept with ease. So the word 100 comes from the Old Norse term hundred, which means 120. 4 is the only number in the English language with the same number of letters as the number itself. And the word jiffy that we commonly use is a valid unit of time. It means 1 of hundredth of a second, 1 by 100 of a second. The symbol for division has a name and it is called an obolus. The word mathematics appears in a Shakespearean play, The Taming of the Shrew. And mathematics is not just about numbers, it is art of solving problems around us. In fact, the real life applications of mathematics are endless. One striking thing about math is that old concepts are as relevant as new concepts. For instance, to understand calculus, you need to understand basic algebra first, which makes learning more interesting. And today, as already mentioned, Pi Day is a day that combines fun, education, and pi is a day worth celebrating pi. As already known by the Greek letter pi is a constant value used in math that represents the ratio of a circumference of a circle to its diameter, which is just about 3.14, and so on. And not only that, but the 14th of March is also Albert Einstein's birthday. So altogether, it's nothing short of mathematics delight. The beautiful constant pi is celebrated by mathematicians around the world on National Pi Day. To learn about pi, we need to go back a few thousand years and learn about Elisu number. The value of pi was first calculated by Archimedes in the West, one of the greatest mathematicians of the Western world. However, it was first baptized with the Greek letter as its name when William Oughtred called it as such in his works dating back to 1647. Later, embraced by the scientific community when Leonhard Euler used this symbol in 1737. But Shaw linked March 14th with the first digits of pi, that is 3.14 value of constant, in order to organize a special day to bond the exploratorium staff together, where he offered fruit pies and tea to everyone starting at 1:59 p.m. The following three digits of the value a few years later, after Larry's daughter Sarah remarked that the special date was also the birthday of Albert Einstein, they started celebrating the life of the world famous scientist. So Pi Day became an annual exploratorium tradition that still goes on today. And it didn't take long for the idea to grow exponentially, hitting a peak on March 12, 2009, when the US Congress declared it a national holiday. Now celebrated by magics all around the circumference of the world, Pi Day became a pop culture phenomenon. Several places partaking in the activities, antics, observations, and the pie eating they can. So, and today is also Science Education Day in US to appreciate the contributions of various individuals, both the young and adults, towards the development of science education. Science education was not standardized in the United States until 1890s when the Committee of 10 was formed. Since science education is a learning of field that teaches children, students, and adults physics, chemistry, mathematics, and statistics, computer science, and biology. Science education in the United States can be accredited to the Committee of 10, which was formed in 1892. Before that, science education lacked standardization. However, as the world around them started to evolve due to industrial revolution in the late 1900s, people became more interested in science and technology. In 1892, after a conference of 30 leading secondary and college educators in France, in Florida, the National Education Association established Committee of 10 on secondary school studies. In 1894, after several deliberations and workshops, the NEA published the Committees of 10 report. This report shaped secondary education goals and focus on science education. Between 1900s and the end of Second World War, standardization became a bug that infected school administrators in the United States. To standardize elements of schooling, administrators made science a set of facts to be memorized rather than experience to be understood. However, that began to change during the Cold War era when the United States became obsessed with maintaining its military dominance over the Soviet Union. To this end, the government formed the National Science Foundation in 1950 to initiate, support, and promote basic scientific research and education that led to the radical transformation of science education curriculum and instruction, which remains today. Science courses such as physics moved from memorizing facts to a living discipline that students engage in. The curriculum and instruction also made science a field that anyone can do. Today is also crowdfunding day in US to raise awareness about the usefulness of crowdfunding and to educate startup founders and organizations on how to leverage it. Crowdfunding is an old concept that has been in existence since 13th century. It is the act of giving money to a cause or venture by raising small amounts from a large number of people. With the internet, crowdfunding is now largely online. Today is also Celebrate Scientist Day in US, coinciding with Albert Einstein's birthday. We note scientific contributions from the past and present. We also upload the achievements of scientists in helping to make our lives easier. And thanks to them, we know more about the world around us. They help save lives, protect the environment, cure diseases, and learn about planets far away from us. It's often a thankless job with the little fanfare and recognition, yet scientists hold one of the most crucial roles in the modern world. Let's take this day to appreciate their efforts. Today is also International Ask a Question Day. This also coincides with the birthday of the famous theoretical physicist Albert Einstein. The creator of International Ask a Question Day remains anonymous. Questions are a crucial part of learning and overall human development. Questions have led to many breakthrough discoveries. Questions also help with communication. And International Ask a Question Day is an annual holiday that seeks to transform the way people view asking questions. It celebrates the curiosity of the human mind and what's, whose, whens, hows, and whys. So, asking questions have been a common phenomenon for hundreds of years. Questions were used to identify people, places, and things. They were equally used to gain answers that led to some of the discoveries we all were enjoying today. Asking questions does more than gather information or solve problems. Asking questions allows people to build and foster healthy relationships. Asking questions create awareness of political, social, racial, and medical issues. Questions are critical thinking and gold. In our everyday life, we question how to do things, when to do them, and where we can do them, from the simplest to the most emotional questions. For example, questions like how I can comfort a grieving friend. Every one of us have questions that need answers to. So this day encourages you to use all the WH words and hows to ask your questions and satiate your curiosity. Today is also National Write Your Story Day to celebrate the uniqueness that we all possess, the distinguishing factor that sets us all apart, our story. Stories are beautiful and exciting to listen or to read, be it a personal story, ancient modern story, or stories serve the purpose of entertaining, educating, informing, and sometimes innovating. The innovation that but this special celebration and the essence it captures in our lives on this special day. Everyone has a story to tell. Have you written yours? If not, why not? Story writing has been part of human existence from the very first day of the universe was formed. So, after all, the account of the creation of the world and man is documented as a story. What better ways are there to pass on our stories than to write them? Today, an elementary school pupil can relate to the story of creation of various nations, the past and the present leaders, heroes, and trajectory of dear country because of written stories are at his disposal. Our story as a people is dear to us, and one of the best ways to pass on our experiences and major life events to posterity is to document them. Today is also National Save a Spider Day in US, in part to reduce arachnophobia, which is fear of spiders, and to conserve spiders. People are usually afraid of spiders, mostly due to their bites, which are considered deadly. Although most of the fear is largely unfounded and exaggerated, spiders are incredibly useful to humans as they work as effective pest control, among other things. On this day, we look at many reasons why we should rather trap a spider in a jar and take it outside than kill it. Let us spin webs about spiders and why they should be saved. So, this day is created in response to the growing recognition of spiders' significance in both the environment and also the daily lives of humans. In the opinion of specialists, spiders perform a very vital function in maintaining the balance of nature's ecosystem. Spiders, together with other species such as birds and ants, have a substantial impact on the reduction of insect populations. The world's natural ecology would severely out of balance if they didn't exist. Cobweb spiders and cellar spiders are the two most prevalent types of spiders that have been discovered to invade our homes. According to scientific research, they are quite common inhabitants of the indoor ecosystem and they can improve the living conditions of our living areas. This is because spiders prefer to hide in dark places while waiting for their victim. The pests they trap and devour include annoying pests such as cockroaches and pincer ants, as well as disease transmitting insects such as mosquitoes and flies. Sometimes the spiders together work together to kill the toxic spiders, although this is not always the case. Among other things, our good friend has the basement spider is well known for killing dangerous black widow spiders. Most spiders do not have venom dangerous enough to average size human, so only a few are dangerous. Many cultures such as Greek, Roman, Scottish, and American Indian cultures consider spiders to be a symbol of good luck. Spiders produce silk that researchers use to test its strength and elasticity to see how it can be employed in several ways. Researchers have sent spiders to space to study the effects of zero active gravity on their skill to spin their webs. And spiders are important predators. They eat insects wherever they are situated, inside or outside the house, which reduces the number of insects around. They keep the number of pests under control, reducing the diseases that are being spread and fewer insects bothering humans. All spiders produce silk, which is one of the strongest materials that have been discovered. The tensile strength of high grade alloy steel. Spiders have poor eyesight, but they can have sensitive legs. These legs have tiny hairs which help them detect scents, help them find food, find potential mates, and sense vibrations. Today is also National Potato Chip Day in US. Potato chips are thin slices of potato, either deep fried or baked until crunchy, are a predominant part of snack food market in English-speaking countries, especially in America. So this snack will be enjoyed by millions of people across the country and across the world. Today is also National Organize Your Home Office Day. Our home offices might be accumulated So this is a day to clean up the mess that has accumulated in our home offices and to establish a productive and healthy working environment at home. Almost all of us have been used to working from home since the start of pandemic, but how frequently do we pay attention to keep our belongings in the proper placements and keeping home office clean? If you have been putting off organizing your files and clearing the tiny area where you work every day, now it is time to do it. Yeah, today is also World Butterfly Day, International Butterfly Day, and also Learn National Learn About Butterflies Day in US. And butterflies are important creatures because they help to pollinate flowers. But more than that, they are pleasing to eyes and we love seeing them around us. And butterflies are flying insects with wide, delicate wings. Their colorful wings and body make them popular amongst everyone, including adults and children who chase and play with them. A butterfly life cycle or metamorphosis is very interesting as it transitioned through four phases to become the beauty as we all see and love. A butterfly starts as an egg. The egg hatches within 3 to 7 days into larva, depending on the species of butterfly. The larva or caterpillar feeds on leaves or flowers, losing its skin several times as it grows. The process is called molting. The larva grows steadily over several weeks till it is several times the original size and then turns into a pupa. Many of these pupas are suspended under a branch, hidden in leaves, or buried underground, and they become parts of the adult butterfly when they finally break free within 10 to 15 days. Historically, scientists in their study of evolution believe that butterflies evolved from moths during the Cretaceous period, some 40 million to 135 million years back, and they have gone through several evolutions over the millennia to become the butterflies we see today. So this day is an initiative to sensitize and educate everyone, young and old, about butterflies and their importance to the ecosystem. More than their beauty, a teeming population of butterflies signifies a thriving ecosystem due to their role as predator and prey. Butterflies perch under a leaf, crawl in between blades of grasses, a crevice, or somewhere safe to sleep at night. And they feed on nectar from plants. Their straw-like mouth part called proboscis affords them the ability to reach for its deep within the flowers. There are more than 20,000 types of butterflies all over the world. Butterflies can live between a week to a year depending on the conditions and species. Butterflies drink tears of turtles and have been captured in process several times in the Amazon. Butterflies taste with their feet, which have taste sensors. Butterflies can migrate for long distances, which is an example of monarch butterfly, which moves from Mexico to the northern US and southern Canada, a journey of over 2,500 miles. Their beauty and harmless make us fall in love with them. Everyone, both children and adults, love butterflies and would readily burst into a smile if they landed on our hands or clothes. Butterfly signifies a thriving ecosystem. They are food for bats and other birds in both their adult and caterpillar form. And so they also feed on some smaller insects that affect plants. Butterflies pollinate plants, which in turn support the growth of many plant species. Their act of cross-pollination has also led to several crossbreeds of plants, bringing a new discoveries to science. Today is also National Dog Theft Awareness Day in UK. To spread the word about dangers of dog theft, educating people on the statistics and teaching them how to prevent their pets from getting stolen. Most people believe that dog theft is an opportunistic crime, but data suggests that organized crime is the main force behind it, and the trade is lucrative since it is low risk and high reward. The evil will continue unless stricter rules are enacted, so dog owners must take action to safeguard their pets. In 2016, the Stolen and Missing Pets Alliance, SAMPA, has come with Dog Theft Awareness Day. This annual event marks the start of Pet Theft Awareness Week in US. The first event was held in Parliament in 2017. Since then, SAMPA has worked with British MPs to introduce stricter legislation against dog theft. The British government set up a pet theft task force with help from MPs like Tom Hunt, Saibon Bailey, and Duncan Smith, Robert Buckland, and Preeti Patel. This task force aims to make the dog theft a specific offense in the Kept Animal Bill. The new law would give courts to the authority to hand out appropriate custodial sentences to deter dog theft, protect the public, and provide the police with more control over such cases. Today is also commemorated as National Children's Craft Day, was tailored to introduce children to the vibrant world of crafting and to encourage them to try their hand at it. Crafting is an incredibly useful hobby to have. Not only it is a fun way for kids to occupy their time, but it also aids in their cognitive and motor development. For younger children, crafting can develop critical thinking. For older tweens and teens, it supports the development of creativity, patience, and even self-esteem. So finally, today is also Legal Assistance Team and Legal Assistance Team Day. So Legal Assistance Day in US help these legal assistants help attorneys with legal cases, conduct research, and draft documents. They frequently collaborate with supervising lawyers who provide them with guidance and duties. Legal assistants are mostly non-lawyers. Therefore, if you have any legal issues and want to speak with a lawyer, go to Legal Assistance Day even today. Participants assist include paralegals, legal secretaries, and law students who have received legal training. Legal assistance has made essential step towards giving people everywhere more rights. But where did legal assistance begin? Legal aid has existed since the founding of the first legal assistance program in the 1870s. However, legal assistance has not been at the forefront in American justice system. It would only take a century after the federal government in the United States to incorporate this system. Legal assistance had not been at the forefront of American justice system. It would only take a century later for the federal government in the United States to incorporate that system into its structure. The Office of Economic Opportunities Legal Services creation was first developed in 1965, helping establish the Independent Legal Service Corporation. In line with this development, in all 50 states, there are at least 260 legal services established and assisting more than 10,000 legal problems experienced by the poor. The popularity of legal services increased enormously in the 1980s. Only in 2000s was the structure consolidated to solve the issues of collapsing economy and develop community legal assistance. So it has the aim of helping people who have legal problems without having to spend money, and also helping law graduates who have just completed their studies to develop their job readiness. During Legal Assistance Day, volunteers flock to the legal aid office to assist lawyers in resolving legal disputes currently being handled. And legal assistants are or Legal Assistance Day honors workers who conduct legal research and perform a variety of tasks that enable law officers to operate. Legal assistants assist lawyers in many fields, including corporate law, criminal law, immigration, and litigation, etc. Their responsibilities vary greatly depending on the type and size of the firm they work. Legal assistants do everything from investigating to gathering information about the cases to drafting contracts and other legal documents, as well as assisting lawyers with trial preparation and hearings. We think these diligent workers are deserving some recognition. The need for an organized organization of paralegals and legal assistants have been discussed since the early 1970s. The National Association of Legal Assistants, NALA, held a series of seminars and workshops for those who assisted lawyers in law firms in 1970. After roughly 15 other member organizations joined. In 1970, after roughly 15 other member organizations joined, the National Federation of Paralegal Associations, produced a code of conduct for paralegals and formed a task force on credentialing standards. The popularity of legal services soared in 1980s, but the structure was not strengthened until the 2000s as a result of economic downturn. Community legal assistance have been formed as its replacement. The Legal Services Company is a self-contained legal services firm. The goal of legal assets is to assist new graduates in the legal department in obtaining a job-related training, as well as to assist people and their communities in resolving issues. So with this, we shall conclude today's commemorations. Thank you everyone for joining us. So see you all tomorrow at the same time. Before leaving, quickly fill up the feedback form. And see you all tomorrow. Take care. Good night.